Thanks for checking out Party Like a Rockstar podcast. I'm your host, Joel Miller. Today's episode is brought to you by Misha's Kind Foods. They're an LA-based small business making the world's finest non-dairy cheese spreads on the market today. They're delicious and healthy, made from a cashew and almond milk, and blended with various locally sourced fresh herbs, vegetables, and spices. There's no vegetable oils, soy, fillers, starches, or nutritional yeast. It's lactose-free, paleo, keto, kosher Parev, and 100% vegan. Enjoy the show.
That's the funniest part.
What's that?
Cops. We have cops. That's so rock and
roll.
We do.
It is rock.
Very much.
I think what's weird for me is I'm in a little corner of my screen.
Right.
And then it just, my screen keeps flicking between you and Dennis. Is that how Zoom works?
I have all three of you.
Yeah, there's like little password code. There's, on the top right, it says view. Okay, cool. All right, let's give it a go. I'm going to intro you, and then we can just talk about whatever the fuck. Did you watch any of the episodes, Dennis?
I saw the one with Frank and
Maxie?
Ahmed. Yeah.
Oh, Ahmed and Frank Meyer, right.
Frank Meyer and Ahmed Sabac.
Yeah, super fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
So fucking random. I don't know what the fuck we were talking about. That was cool. Okay.
Well, I only know Frank personally, but that's pretty much what it's like talking to him. So
yeah, he was cool, man. He was really cool. And Ahmed was really cool too. I think we were all drunk before we even started. When I say I know.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
Ahmed and me. I don't know if Frank was drinking. Anyway, this is random. Okay, I'll start.
Yeah.
John J.J. Watt has performed with the Main Grains and the City Kids. Dennis El Guapo. See how I say El Guapo Post is a Copenhagen-based guitarist who's performed with Warrior Soul, the City Kids, Flush the Fashion, Thor, Frank Meyer, Anton Johannson, Sabac Red, Outerspace, and a number more. My first question is,
that's some stuff.
The what?
That's a lot.
What do we do? We just nodded. We just approved.
I think we just nodded, yeah.
Okay, that was good. It's a good start. So I wanted to talk about ego and music because I read your bio, JJ. the V&A Museum is now the second most artistic cultural hub in Dundee. JJ Watt is the first.
Oh.
So I was like, I've worked for a frontman or two who might have put themselves in the same position.
So, I didn't write that. That's we got a guy called Pete K. Malley, he's an umpire and a stand-up comedian and rock fan. And he's from Dundee, and I kind of grew up around there in my youth. Bizarre, we never met each other until now, but we just kind of went, none of us wanted to write anything about ourselves and about us for the band. So we just went, Pete, write something. So we did.
He did a damn good job. It was actually really fun to read. It was pretty amusing going through them all. I mean,
we didn't.
At the end of the day, it's like, so you're born here. What was it like being in elementary school? O-level 16, huh? 16 years old. Wow, so it's just boring crap. He was funny. It was good.
But we didn't want to be normal, do we? You read the same thing, and it's all just. Look how awesome I am. This is wonderful. How great am I? I've done all this.
And then I got to Dennis's, and it just said,
that's the other problem with this, because asking people about elementary school, I can't remember what I did 2 days ago. So that's age for you. And let's just say that's only the age talking. Has nothing to do with alcohol. But Pete is a funny guy. The cool thing is he does it for a living. So he can be funny about guys like JJ.
JJ's funny.
And
all right.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with old.
He's not
over here. Where are you from, Dennis? You are from Copenhagen?
I'm from Copenhagen. Yeah.
Okay. And then
that's
sorry, you were about to say something really important. I was going to cut you off.
No, I'm pretty fucking sure I often don't say something very important. I know.
I listened to a couple
interviews.
Answer
the question. Yeah.
All right. So you
About
guys
that one, I was drunk.
you guys met through Warrior Soul originally?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we did.
I think
Like,
so, but
what
then
is it?
I
2 years
I'm
ago?
fairly- yeah. I think we probably
Yeah,
have
we-
crossed
we-
paths because we have so many mutual friends in other bands and from different times. But
Yeah,
you know,
could be.
kind of alcohol and age comes in, and you go, "Did I see you at that gig? Were you playing?" Maybe.
You
I
just
don't
say,
know.
sure.
Yeah.
That's what I just talked about. I can't remember what I did 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Nobody
I don't know.
can.
Was the guy any
They can
good?
lie about it, but who knows? I mean,
It's
especially
important
now
in
after
the
this
rock
pandemic
annals
bullshit,
of history. It's important to know who was on what stage.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the whole thing with what happened really was because I didn't really know JJ before we went on tour. His band, Psycho Babylon, played with Warrior Soul in Britain. And so what happened was we were in Scotland, and I opened the fridge to the backstage room. There were pies. I assumed, well, that's a pretty Scottish thing, I guess. So I'll help myself to one.
were they Welsh pies?
Little did I know that
Welsh
you can ask JJ in a minute because it was apparently his. I had no idea. I just stuck one in the
And he still speaks to
microwave
you?
of all things. I didn't know. And I ate this microwave pie, and he comes in the middle of it and says, "That's me pie." I was like, shit, okay. Then now you have to do a guitar solo on the album. Fine, I'll do that. But he was persistent about it. He kept reminding me about this fucking pie. And at the end of the day, I ended up playing on all songs on the entire album. I said, okay, well, we already did the album. We might as well just be a band. So
was this a homemade pie? Because that's important.
No. What it is
no, this was straight out of the supermarket.
So JJ,
one.
you either love your food or you're just kind of a dick. Or you were nervous and you were really happy to talk. You made excuses.
It's both. Yeah, definitely both.
Pick one.
All of them.
I can't get, as a rule, I can't get Scottish pies because I live in England. So every time I get back to Scotland, I hit a shop and just get loads of pies. And partially to eat there and then, but then I usually come home with 2 bags full of pies for myself after a show in Scotland. So they were in the fridge to keep them fresh for taking home the next day.
Cool.
And I come in and go, yeah.
It was pretty fresh.
Yeah.
And you took home a guitar player. That's what a beautiful story.
It's a kind of 50-50.
I still haven't paid off my debt.
No. So that was just for you to play a track, but then you guys started talking more and you decided to form the City Kids, I'm assuming, or
it was
no, JJ doesn't talk. He just keeps sending you shit. You kept sending me shit, and I was terrified of you because I hate your pie. So I just, okay, I'll record this too. And it ended up being an entire album. And then I thought, okay, I'm home free now, but this is kind of fun. So we stuck it out a bit, and now we're up to like 4 albums? Well, the one from Christmas was an EP with 9 songs and a bonus track. So I suppose that sort of counts for an album.
Kind of, yeah.
I don't know, because you release singles on the Spotify more than sell the CDs and stuff. Do you guys print CDs of your stuff? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And hopefully when we get on stage, we'll sell some more.
Oh, so
yeah, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
So when I looked at
the Spotify thing,
there's an American football player named John J.J. Watt. Or something. Have you heard?
I knew that was coming.
I looked this guy up, and I'm like, what? All right. So I click on him, and he donated $30 million, and I was like, oh, that's not him.
That was totally me.
Wrong guy right there. But he's worth mentioning. He's a good footballer. $30 million.
Yeah, he must be doing well.
Yeah. He's more important than the VA museum.
I think there's
you're in the wrong business, JJ.
Yeah.
Really, yeah. I think there's also a racehorse somewhere, or there used to be, called JJ Watt as well. Because my old bass player just found it and just sent me this message going, could you imagine JJ Watt riding in on JJ Watt to meet JJ Watt? And I'm just like, fuck.
That could be like a title of the album.
No, that would
meets
be
JJ's Watts horse.
That's if we get really, really successful and I branch up on that ego solo trip.
I thought you were already successful. Why are we wasting our time? I was told you guys are huge. Shit is this?
That's not what they meant by huge, but they are right.
Oh, hey now. Oh.
Hey.
Whoa, I don't know. Is it international? What are we measuring by? I got the measuring tape.
Metric system.
Metric system for sure. All right, so here's one that's kind of lame, which is why I figured I'd ask you guys. So, what type of soul do you have? What is your warrior spirit animal? This is like a date. And then
what's my warrior spirit album?
Oh no, you know what it was actually? Hold on. I wrote these notes a while ago. Hold on. So what it was is I typed in warrior soul. And if you go down Google for a little ways, that's the question. Because I was reading this right now, being like, I don't give a fuck what this guy's spirit animal is. So, okay, hold on a minute.
Well, you do now, because I'm going to tell you.
Okay, what's your spirit animal? Yeah, if you type in warrior soul, that's the kind of stuff that comes up on Google. What is your warrior spirit animal? What kind of ancient male warrior are you?
You know what? I found this out a long time ago when we did the first album. I was like excited to read reviews and just read about the album I was on. But this was the shit I constantly found on Google, like moonstones and feathery dreamcatcher shit. So, but my warrior soul spirit animal would be a crossover between a giraffe and a mongoose.
Wow, that's deep. A giraffe and a mongoose.
Au contraire, it's actually incredibly undeep. It's just weird. And
I'd have to draw it out. I don't know. It'd be a mean fucking giraffe.
Well, you got to show me a picture if you do that, because I have no idea what a mongoose looks like.
It would just be like a stick figure going, I don't know, what kind of noise does a giraffe make? It's just like, bark. I don't know. We should look that up.
It sounds
giraffe make?
It sounds pretty accurate already. Giraffes, they
we should record the giraffe mongoose sound onto your album. Stick with me, guys.
Well, yeah, we had E-Man on the last one.
Mongoose
we had a E-Man impression on the last one.
That's
true.
Yeah.
Why'd you press the vinyl record? It looks really cool, by the way. I like it. For the city kids. The city kids. Yeah, I mean, is there a lot of vinyl consumers? Are you selling them at shows, or why'd you decide to do it? And then, I mean, you put time into it. It looks awesome.
Mainly because we wanted to. You're not really a real band, are you? Until you've got a record. That's how I used to call them.
Yeah.
Back in the day, being on vinyl it's nice. Just so I had one. I could go look here. Look what I did.
It is nice.
Yeah, it's a nice record. It looked really good. So I was like, I got to ask about that. So
yeah,
because I know here in the States,
but also if you go to like
sorry, Dennis.
They're also expensive. They're expensive to make. But if you go to grandma's house and she says, "Oh, you're in an orchestra," and you can say, "Yes, I am. Can you prove it?" And you show her a CD, it's just gonna be. She's not gonna know what it is, but she knows what a vinyl is. So it's to convince grandma you're in a real band.
So like the vinyl record is like grandma's.
Just that, but it kind of works for that.
The vinyl record's like grandma's pancake, and the CD would be like a crepe, which is just not enough.
Something like that.
I'm trying to understand.
I was pretty I was perfectly happy with CDs in 1998 because they were cool as fuck. But it doesn't really feel as solid. I sold all my vinyl just to get CDs because that shit could go right out the window.
So the thing I liked about CDs was the same thing about vinyl, was that I could read the liner notes and like read all the stuff. So my issue with the torrents and stuff, it's not the quality of the music, which a lot of people say, but I'm fucking deaf anyway. It's a lot that is I can't read about.
Yeah, me too.
I like that. Look at the artwork. Wow, why'd they pick that? That's cool. What is that? And kind of just get into the vibe of the album. The second thing is they're not albums usually. Yeah. So on a lot of albums, it was like, wow, who picked where they put it? Why did they put this song before that song? I wonder if that was a big decision or I'm just bored. So
Yeah,
I liked all that.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. That was.
We worked on that set list big
You want
time
to go, JJ?
for that album. So it was side A, side B.
Yeah,
But it would all come together. But I used to hate when you buy an album and you play side one and it was killer, but you turn it over and go, oh, that wasn't quite as exciting. So we wanted to kind of all the way down. And I think it really works.
It's usually like the third song is the big one from the radio. Yeah. So you're the first two, you're kind of like plugging along, and then the third one, you're like, woohoo, this was the one I bought it for. And then you hope that you're sailing after that.
I think we put videos
and you're not,
out,
but that's
3 and 8. That's what we did. So 8. So the All I Want video, that's track 3 on side 2. So it's the same principle when you go down.
I see what you did there. It's for the Australian market.
You put way more thought into this than I did.
I went.
We know. We know. We should have Grandma figure out the order.
But no, she probably already has. So I'm just being left in the dark as usual. But no, I agree. Like the physical, like the content, you can actually hold the fucking thing and look at it and touch it and throw it out the window if it sucks. But I get absolutely nothing from entering Spotify or buying an iTunes item. You know, it does absolutely zero for me. And
I like a lot of Spotify. My problems with Spotify is we're doing like a Spotify advertisement here, but the fucking scanner that goes up and down to get to the songs sucks. You know, change the color, make it easier. But what was good is that you have a whole catalog, and I can just listen from top to bottom from some band, everything they ever did. I like that. But what I don't like is they'll have like the live version, then the first version, then the radio edit, and you're like, I don't need to hear the fucking song 8 times in a row. You know,
and the remaster, the 9 remasters. But no, my biggest problem with that is actually if you're having a party, your computer is on, everybody constantly fucking changes the song.
And they can't listen to the whole song. It's like, no, let me pick one.
Exactly. Nobody.
10 seconds.
Yeah. No, but people are more likely not to do that if they have to take a vinyl off, put it back into a sleeve, take a new vinyl out, or even a CD. I mean, so in that respect, I use Spotify when I'm just pissing about and listening to music, but I try to stick to actually listening to whole albums instead of random playlists, just because I sort of feel like the music deserves it. So sort of. A lot of times it gets you get flaky. I haven't found a new band that I'm absolutely head over heels in love with for like 15 years, and it's probably my own fault because I've been doing the playlist thing. So you hear a song by that band that's pretty cool, but you never really follow up on it because then there's another song from another band that's pretty cool. When you didn't have
yoga
this
music
option,
he's listening to, it's hard.
Yeah, it's incredible. You can really doze off driving, but no, just like back in the day, you had to you bought something and you already invested a lot of money in it, so you better fucking like it. And even if you sort of thought it sucked a little bit,
remember where you hear it like you listen to it again and again and again because you can't afford to buy another record for a while, and you're like, it's gotta be good. There's gotta be something, and you keep trying and trying.
Yeah. And at some point, your spirit gives up and just gives in, and it's a beautiful thing.
Now, though, if you go to like garage sales now, it's just Barbra Streisand and Neil Diamond sold more records than anybody in history. Everybody has one there.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And you would think they'd all be brand new. It'd be like, oh, I bought it, but you didn't listen to it. No, of course not. But no, they're all open and listened to, and they're all beat up. I'm like, man, people love Neil Diamond and Barbra Streisand.
Yeah. Well, it's good old fashioned brainwashing, but it works. And I hope at some point that we get to the point where we can sell physical copies and brainwash people into liking it.
You don't bring me flowers anymore.
Just don't stop believing, JJ.
Don't stop. So you guys are You guys have been performing City Kid shows, or what were you busy on all weekend, JJ? Are you doing music?
Oh, I was the City Kids. No, we haven't been performing City Kids rehearsals yet.
Okay.
I was playing with a bass in a band called Sweet Teas, and I was playing guitar for some really cool guys called 13 Stars. That was kind of fun. Bit out of my comfort zone, but fun.
Yeah. So you did 2 shows over the weekend, and you did one for one band and one for the other?
One for one, 2 for the other.
Wow, you're a busy guy.
I was. Now I'm doing.
It's a hired gun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up on him and being in as many bands as humanly possible.
Yeah. Well, I saw Dan. I mean, how many albums have you played on for how many bands? You could be like, in the NBA basketball, there's these. I was friends with this guy who had been transferred to more basketball teams than anybody else in basketball history. So looking at Dennis's list, I mean, Dennis, geez, do you like any of these bands? You just keep flipping to the next guy.
And that can mean 2 things. Either you're in high demand or you're really annoying. There's been a lot of bands formed because they fired the guy they hated.
He lost one album.
So I would know. I honestly don't want to know. I'm just perfectly fine with things happening the way they do, and I don't need to know if it was all my fault. I like the illusion of the ways of the world, and if that means I don't know how many albums I played on. I would say 15.
Metric system? Not kidding.
20. So that would be like 380 in the other weird measuring system. So, but I have no idea. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but yeah, it's not really. But most of it isn't really bands I've been in. It's just, hey, can you record this? So, and I have a recording studio at my home. So, and I say, sure, I can do that. So, a lot of them of the albums I played on, I've never even met half the people, and I haven't been out gigging with them. So like solid bands that I was in, that probably goes down to about 6 or 7, where we actually have been touring and doing the whole thing that you do when you do an album normally. So about 6 or 7 bands that I've been doing that with. So it's not as drastic as it looks. And sometimes I only play on one song on an album, but you still get the fucking credit for it. So why not put it on the CV? Yeah.
I think Frank's got just lots of stuff lately, hasn't he? But I don't tend to do as much playing. I'm more. I try and make the drums sound nice, or I do some mixing or bits and pieces like that. It's quite cool. A little bit of playing, but Yeah,
well, it's good to stay busy no matter what. Keep yourself active and stay up on the chops.
I would say between JJ, me, and Frank Meyer, we probably did like 75% of all rock music that came out last year.
Yeah,
because everybody was bored to tears from this whole fucking pandemic thing. We have done so much stuff. Some of it being Warrior Soul. There's the new Thor album. JJ was in on that as well. He helped with the drums. And City Kids next album. What else?
I've done I did some
Anti-Fashion,
stuff the Frank and Spaghetti stuff. I did some of that.
His I did that too.
Yeah.
Supersuckers.
The biker thing,
yeah.
Supersuckers kick ass. I was listening to some of that stuff. It was great.
Yes, they do.
Kick ass.
Yes, they do.
I had no fucking clue. You play on that as well?
Me, I can't play shit.
I did.
Oh, him?
Frank and Spaghetti.
The Frank and Spaghetti, the one with Brian Forsyth. I did some bits and pieces on that. Yeah, a few of them.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
They neglected to mention that in the interview, those assholes.
There was not many.
Of course they didn't.
Why spoil it?
All right, so here's a biggie. Well, the LGBT movement. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual. Who decided who would be first? Why isn't it the GLBT? Why is it the LGBT?
Oh
Oh,
dear.
there's so many answers could get you in trouble on that one, isn't there?
I know.
Yeah, he's looking for that. I'm just.
proud.
I'm going to take the fifth.
You guys don't have the fifth. You're from
That was
Scotland.
an easy fucking way
I
out.
have a fifth.
Yeah.
Who decided? I think it was.
Was there like a big meeting?
Probably-
Was there, like they sent representatives and they were like, okay, we're the
I can't. What really gets to me about this is, I mean, the flag, the rainbow flag.
You hate
Every
the rainbow
single.
flag?
No, I don't. I love it, but I don't understand
Who
why
doesn't
there hasn't
fucking
been
like rainbows?
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing: every line is straight.
Oh, yeah. See, you're deep.
Well, did anybody put some thought into that? So I don't know.
Some
But
squiggles.
but you know what? Whatever they got going, just imagine. I mean, I sometimes like fantasize about being gay. Imagine coming home from work and say, "Hey, honey, you want to get it on?" And honey wants to get it on because he's a guy too.
So that was a whole Henry Rollins thing.
After that, you watch fucking Iron Maiden show on TV and drink beers and order pizza, and the day after you do the exact same thing.
So Henry Rollins
yeah.
used to do this whole thing as part of his spoken word. Did you see it? Like, we're talking long.
Oh, he didn't? No.
Yeah, so his whole pitch
No.
was like, gay guys got it made. You know, you come home, you both drink your beers or whatever. And he goes, you know, I would totally be gay if it wasn't for the whole dick thing. And he goes, but the rest of it's fucking great.
But yeah, but how would he know?
Thing, but he definitely had part of that. Somebody else might have been the move, but wasn't for the whole dick thing. But
okay,
yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
honestly, I haven't tried it. I might enjoy it. Who knows?
I know who came up with it. Whoever came up with it must have been Welsh, because there's no vowels in that name.
Ah.
Yeah.
We could all Welsh name. Welsh signpost is just a complete lack of vowels. Therefore, somebody Welsh came up with it.
Somebody Welsh. Yeah, maybe makes sense. Makes sense.
That's a logical step.
Okay, here's another one that
yeah, it is.
Do they do this where you guys are at? So here, if you want, so I went to a winery a couple weeks ago. That's where they have wine, and they.
Not where people just whine, because that's the internet.
That's no, those are the City Kids fans. So
the winery.
We're at the winery, and they
oh, you're at the winery. I'm over here at the pitchery. Okay, yeah.
That's really pretty good.
And we're sober.
I know, me too. It's embarrassing. So they. Yeah, where they say
hashtag me too.
You have 2 doors. You have 2 doors that open up, and the door, it says like use the right door. Open both fucking doors. Wouldn't you think if you had a business, you want as many people to come in through whatever fucking door they can? Why do they lock the door on the left, and then the one on the right's the one that you pass through? Open the fucking door.
No, it's clearly a control thing, isn't it?
But they do it all over the place. I don't know. I've never owned a brick and mortar business. Maybe it's like a thing.
It could be like, could it be like some sort of subliminal, I'm in control here, you're welcome, but this is my fucking house kind of thing?
Maybe that's
exactly. Whenever I see 2 doors, I want to make an entrance.
Yeah.
And if one door doesn't work, I just fuck off again.
That's why they do it, so you can't make a grand entrance. Maybe it's because it's wine and you're supposed to be civilized and you're not supposed to go
ta-da. See, that's how ta-da was supposed to be ta-da.
Yeah, and so what's up with that? I don't know. I've never been to a winery. I don't drink wine. So I drink everything else, don't worry. It's just
I know I wasn't that worried.
Vino thing really never.
Wineries are pretty actually out here. They're beautiful, but I don't like to drink either. The wine. All right.
No, but it's just I see people sitting there. I kind of get jealous when they sit there with their massive glasses, and I just wish, wow, that could be like Plum Schnapps in that. But then again, all of a sudden, if you put Plum Schnapps in a wine glass and sit there by the harbor and sip it, you're apparently an alcoholic. So
you drink Plum Schnapps?
It's not sexy drinking, I guess. I drink anything I can.
I don't like the old
if it's
twiddly thing, and you've got to hold it by the little thin thing and just sniff it, and it's like, who was it? There was some comedian over
Don't
here
sniff.
and said,
Don't sniff Plum Schnapps.
when the waiter comes and gives him a bit of wine and he drinks and goes, yes, that's wine. I'll have a bottle. That's what.
I've never had it. No, it doesn't sound like anything in my
But this,
So
but
much
this
stupid
is
about
very
wine.
prejudiced, sort of, because I'm just thinking, you say you drink Plum Schnapps. It's kind of like what Henry Rollins said about the dick thing. How would he know? Has he tried it?
In the great words of Rollins, I don't know.
It might be it might be an enjoyable experience, you know. And same with Plum Schnapps. Have you tried it?
No.
No, not yet. Plum Schnapps.
Okay, there you go.
I'll go down to my local store and be like, I need some Plum Schnapps. They'll be like, use the door on the right when you leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck out.
Yeah.
Here's another one. So I was I'm at the CVS store here. CVS is drugstore, right? And in front of me, there's this really pretty girl. And they ask, oh, can I have your phone number? So they ask for your phone number so they can punch you into the system and then you get your nickel off, or maybe you don't, but they know what you ordered. And I'm thinking, like, what if it's Pamela Anderson? And they're like, can I get your phone number? And then all the rest of the guys on the line are just sitting there listening. So what do they do with like celebrity people? Do they ask them like, oh, I need to put your phone number in my computer so you can? I used to leave 1-867-5309, and they won't work at like the supermarkets anymore. They actually 86 the phone number. When I put it in last time, they're like, that's not a real phone number. But for years, I was 867-5309. But it's just weird to me. They're like, can I get your phone number? You'd be looking around like, no, fuck off. I don't even know you. You're not even buying me dinner.
Well,
I think
that's the cool thing. They don't do that around here.
That's nice. I thought it was a weird thing. That was a weird thing.
Celebrities would surely have people to go and do it for them, though, wouldn't they? So,
well, maybe. You know, I was seeing
maybe not. But
so like Kid Rock, the music dude Kid Rock. So he I said the music dude, the doorbell rang and I totally got. So with Kid Rock, what he was kind of like, the guy does music. So with I'm real quick. Let me see who it is because they're ringing the doorbell. I'll be real quick and then we'll just cut back in. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, cool. Smoking time.
oh, you've changed.
What do you mean? I just had to go get my charger.
I just thought that's a good tan you have going on there.
Yeah, well, while you were away, I actually made out with a unicorn as well. So, but you'll never see because you'll probably cut it out.
There we go. Okay.
Huh?
That's what I've always wanted to see.
Yeah, I know. We'll catch up eventually.
See this weekend, man. I got like I've been using a clean guitar sound and actual.
That is odd. Oh no, you're getting like a. I'm just gonna do a test. Can you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is the sound okay or is it terrible?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I just gotta. Fuck.
Oh, hold on. The sun's going down.
Never mind, because
you switched positions. Sorry, my neighbor.
I can't hear anything, so again.
Yeah, my neighbor, because I'm doing all this yard work, and we so I cut down all the trees and shit because there's like rats and stuff back there. Well, I think she's like 104 years old or something, they told me. And I've never met her. I don't know. So I just knocked on her door this morning just to introduce myself and let her know, like, hey, got to do a little cleaning up over there. There's a lot of rats. So, anyway, she's knocking on her door. I don't know. Does a rat know how to climb a tree? Fuck yeah. Anyway, I don't know. So sorry, we were talking about really important stuff. I know. It was a big deal.
It was vital to the universe as we know it.
Yeah, there was a lot changing. Should we go back to music stuff?
We can do.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm sort of over that now. I want to know about the rat in your neighbor's
too late.
yard.
Neighbors.
You know,
It's actually kind of cool.
Rats, we have a song called Rats and an EP that isn't an EP called Rats. It's a good link.
A 9-song EP with a bonus track. It's ridiculous.
I know, but I think the concept was really cool, because the concept was, and so you remember when you used to get the old split EPs with one band on one side and one band on the other?
Yeah.
This was kind of the opposite of that, where you had two bands on everything. So it was like a combined EP, and then it kind of grew, and we were sat there going, well, we did 2 songs with those guys on the album, and then, well, one of them got bumped for Corey, as you would. And he was fine with that. And then we thought, well, we'll redo these. There's a couple of songs that we like that we think are pretty cool, but they're not, basically because the standard of songs we have for the next album is really cool. So these are cool songs that we don't want to waste, but they're never making the final cut.
Right.
So we thought, well, if we put them on, there's your 4, there's your EP. And then I kind of went, I wouldn't mind covering like one of their tracks, like one of the Suicide Notes tracks, but our way. So we did that. So you're up to 5. Then one of them went, hey, how about Bathroom Wall? We've always wanted to do that. These guys all just went, yeah, cool. And I was working with their guitarist and bass player, as well as Frank, on the anti-fashion stuff. And we were kind of halfway through, and we just kind of thought, well, we could throw like Bad Luck, the Social D one, in there.
Yeah.
And can I just clarify? The anti-fashion stuff is actually a Social Distortion covers album.
Killer. I love Distortion. So
not necessarily the ones you'll expect, but ones we liked.
Wow.
But yeah, there's
a big plan out of you two.
There's a big plan for that, which is we're going to kind of have it's kind of me and Frank and Scotty, like, so you've got 2 vocals and drums, 2 guitars, and whatever else Frank wants to do. But then have a sort of revolving number of people.
Should we be nervous that Frank is the boss?
Every album's going to be called a bit of, right? So the first one's called A Bit of Distortion, but we might do a bit of the Stones, a bit of Creedence, a bit of Hanoi Rocks, that kind of thing.
That'd be fun.
Just pick a band and just roll with like a bunch of songs.
Did you guys play with his Van Halen thing that he was doing? Were either one of you on that?
I did both. I did things.
Yeah, you did things. Yeah,
I did things.
I played guitar in it, and the bass player from Flush to Fashion, my other band, Bjarne, he played bass, of course, and then the drummer was Ivan from Warrior Soul.
Cool.
So yes, same sort of mashup.
He wanted me to do an acoustic bit in the middle, but I want an acoustic guitar, which is somewhere we go well with.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, that's why it ended up being a clean electric, because I didn't have an acoustic guitar either.
You really don't?
I didn't think I'd do it.
How many electric guitars do you have?
14.
And you don't have a single acoustic?
No, it's a stupid instrument. I mean,
it's a stupid instrument.
Nah, I'm not an acoustic kind of guy. I mean, I don't do acoustic.
Yeah, because you don't have a guitar to play with.
Yeah, but why would I? It doesn't even have like whammy bar or humbuckers, So no, it's just I kind of view it like it's a different instrument. I mean, I was never interested in acoustic instruments at all. So, and it's kind of like when you see like the bass player in your band, hey, so do you have a floor bass? And he says, no. Why not? You're a bass player. Well, that's a different instrument. Okay, yeah, but you just asked me if I had an acoustic. So, I kind of view it the same way. It's a different instrument. And I played in like complete shit. I'm so fucking bad at it.
Huh.
I enjoy watching.
So how old were you when you first started playing guitar?
I was like 14, listening to Yngwie Malmsteen. I didn't give a shit about acoustic guitars.
And did you take proper lessons at 14, or were you teaching yourself?
I was teaching myself.
If you go take proper lessons, do you think they'd make you start an acoustic, or they don't give a shit either?
I know they would, because we looked into it. And I was like, wow, this is the most boring thing I've ever seen. So I'm gonna just get this $80 electric guitar and make noise till it sounds okay.
That's kind of what everybody did, I think. But that's cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in hindsight, I might have benefited a little bit from some acoustic training, but
but you're 14
it is what it
years
is.
old having a good time. I mean,
yeah. So, but yeah, I don't do acoustics. I played acoustic guitar live like a total of 20 times for one song, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
And I sucked at it.
I don't know why I'm so surprised, but I'm totally surprised.
Yeah.
What about you, JJ? Why don't you have an acoustic guitar, you freaking animal?
Because I'm mainly quite punky. I have no
Him
need
with
for
a
it.
giraffe mongoose, I expected it. But
well, yeah, no, like, he's a giraffe mongoose.
Yeah.
My spirit animal's Jeff from Rules of Engagement.
Yeah. Have you watched that
but-
TV show, the soccer one? It's called Ted Lasso.
No,
Damn funny.
yet.
It's really funny. It's good.
Over here, that would be a football show.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
that's
it
true.
is. It's English football. It's football, but it's I don't really get in. I don't know. You got to watch it. But yeah, he goes to England. He's an American football teacher or something, and then he moves to England and he becomes a footballer coach. But it's very good. It's real stupid. It's funny. It's good.
That works for me. I like stupid.
Yeah, well,
I should get a TV someday. Sounds great.
I don't have one.
I need it. I have a TV. It's not plugged in. I use it for Netflix and
and that's what
Netflix
we're like.
stuff like that.
Yeah, we're the same. We just watch.
I think,
whatever.
or not even watch. I just put on Family Guy and let it run. I think I've been through every season at least 10 times. But it's just background.
Right.
But it's great background because you can sit down and actually enjoy it, and then you can piss off in the middle of it, and you won't miss a beat.
Honestly, a lot of people really do. You put it on when you go to sleep and stuff. I never did any of that. I used to listen to Air Supply to go to sleep. Worked good.
I believe you.
All right, so question. So I was going to start a podcast, and my friend has a 5th grade daughter, and the 5th grade daughter was with her little friends, and they came out and they were very on top of it, and they said, you need to ask all your guests when they first felt famous. I actually like the question. I've had some fantastic answers. So bear in mind, you're talking to a 5th grade girl, a little girl. But if we broaden the question to when was the first time that you felt like you were on the right track, some moment happened in your career that was exciting, you met somebody, something that had an impact to you. It doesn't necessarily need to be when you felt famous. It's just
I got a good one. This was like it's a long time ago, but we did I can't recall the exact year, but that can actually be researched because I'm getting to that. Because we just did like the first album we were ever going to play or we ever released with my old band Star Rats. And we didn't have a record deal or anything like that. We just recorded the album and then we had to shop it. And I saw Alice Cooper was coming to Denmark.
Oh,
and I thought, wow, that's a great support gig. That would be a great second gig in our career to get the support for Alice Cooper. So I picked up the phone. This was before like internet was a thing. So I picked up the phone and called Live Nation. and the guy on the other end, you could actually just look it up in the phone book back then. Now it's impossible to find these numbers. But I called them and said, hi, my name is Dennis. We just recorded an album that we looked into releasing. When a label picks it up, it's really good, and we would like to support Alice Cooper. And the guy at the other end of the phone, he was like, all right, that's pretty ambitious. So, oh, thank you. Yeah, okay, you got it. Sure, you have get in at 5. He's like, okay, thank you.
The same day?
No, it was a different date. It was like a month in advance from there. And I was
Alice
like,
Cooper's hard up. He's kind of like
I know. And I hung up the phone and thought, oh shit, that was easy. Why doesn't everybody do this?
Yeah, well.
Then I started flicking through like the newspaper, and I saw, oh my God, Skid Row is playing in Copenhagen. You know what? This is something called ET concerts and not Live Nation. So I can actually call these guys too. And I called them up and said, hello, my name is Dennis. I have a band. We just recorded an album, blah, blah, blah. I see Skid Row is playing. Can we support them? And they said, we're going to have to look into that. And I thought, okay, well, that's not going to happen. I left my phone number. And 5 minutes later, they called me back. Yeah, you can support them. It's like, what the hell is everybody whining about? This is the easiest fucking thing in the world, just getting great support gigs. So we played those 2 gigs and I was like, okay, Mr. Newspaper, let's see what you got for me now. And I saw a bunch of cool ass shows and I started calling and I was told eventually to send an email instead because I got a computer and I was like, okay, cool. And nothing happened for 5 years.
Oh, man.
And yeah. So I was like, oh, so that's what everybody was whining about. Okay, I get it now. I might just have been incredibly lucky. But those like 2 months where I got the Skid Row and the Alice Cooper support gigs without a record deal, and we just recorded the fucking album.
Cool.
We did. Yeah, that was like, I felt like, okay, people know we're coming now because we did an album and they take us seriously because of that. Of course, that they didn't, but we were lucky to get those 2 support gigs, and I felt pretty important. And then, of course, the rock got pulled away from my feet, and I've been like climbing slowly and steadily up ever since then. But that was a good double whammy, getting those 2 support gigs. That felt important and like I was getting somewhere.
Well, and sincerity, it's a little bit of hope. Makes you work harder because it's exciting. It's really neat.
It was a great catalyst because I was like, holy shit, why am I not getting anything? We need more albums. We need to do more. We need to play more. And so in the end, it sort of worked out because I probably, if we just, well, of course, if we just gotten like Alice Cooper and Skid Row gigs for the rest of our lives, that would have been fine. But I think like the work you had to put into it or figuring out there's a lot to put into it because you already got a taste of what you could do. And of course you wanted more. So, and then of course you had to put in the work afterwards, but I think that was a great catalyst for getting stuff done and try and take this to another level and take it outside your own country and pay the fucking insane amount of cash driving around in a fucking Winnebago without a roof and all that shit. Right. So, yeah. So it did amount to something. And I think that's like the moment that felt important. What about you, JJ? Do you feel important?
Yeah, what do you got?
I don't know. I have loads. Most of mine are more recent. I think for me, one thing that was really cool was when we did the bonus album of covers, and I got loads of feedback from the guys whose songs we covered. So when you like the guys from the Motors, the Wild Arts, Eddie's, the Supersuckers said we did a really cool version of their song and things. You kind of think, okay, that's pretty cool. Definitely, we're on the right track, even though it's not our stuff. We're on the right track.
Yeah,
that was kind of It's like at that point you're kind of thinking, hey, maybe I don't suck too bad now. Yeah, this is pretty cool.
That was a nice confidence boost.
Yeah, because we also picked songs by bands who are like, they all have the pickiest fans in the world, and it's like a set list of songs that if their fans don't like it, it's like almost like a death list. It's like, I know. Is it going to come? But no, I mean, one of the guys I know is over there is like a huge Cheap Trick guy, and he writes for the official Cheap Trick fan clubs and things, and he just went, that's killer, and
I actually think when you said, hey guys, you want to do a Wild Heart song and commit collective suicide, I was like, okay, let's try that. It's like,
what we're going to do Wild Hearts, Springsteen, Cheap Trick, Motorhead. It's like one of these is bound to get us killed. And none of them did. That's like, that was
so
cool.
far.
I think so far. Yeah, we haven't done them live yet.
Do you guys have any dates scheduled?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's the first one. We're doing a bunch of festivals, and then we've got like a bunch of dates in October with our EP buddies. That's going to be fun. Or messy. Potentially both.
Hopefully both.
Fussy. It's going to be fussy. A perfect blend of fun and messy. It's going to be fussy. Not the fucking band fussy.
Always thinking, Dennis. Always thinking. Why do they call you Guapo? Because you have long hair?
No, we were in Spain with Warrior Soul, and apparently the merch girl overheard some locals pointing to the stage and going, El Guapo. They were pointing at me. So, and I was like, fucking cool. I got a nickname, means the handsome one. But then later on, I probably figured out they probably just watched the Three Amigos. So, but hey, I'll take it anyway. So
how long ago did this happen?
It's like 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it partially stuck because the drummer on Warrior Soul is Spanish. So he took a great liking to this name. So
do you speak Spanish?
Not even, no, not that much.
I think it's funny.
I know like there's cerveza, and that's about it. And then I can ask for directions to the library because I watched Anchorman, but that's about it. Yeah. Or what's that California man? I can't remember. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Wasn't that Encino Man?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that could be. And I do a pretty mean I do a pretty mean French with Texan accent.
Let's hear.
Oh, you want to hear it too? Okay, yeah.
Let's say JJ's.
I'm just gonna order a baguette. Une baguette, merci. Yeah. So nobody knows what I'm saying. Then it is what it is.
Baguette, merci. That's nice.
Yeah,
Baguettes are important though.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. No, it's just I need to plug it into.
We're probably winding down anyway, Dennis. It's not like it's a big deal.
Okay. So, but yeah, electricity is a drug.
If you say, I'm not cutting you off, but
okay. Well,
what it is I found so apparently after 15 minutes, people don't listen. And then I'm just talking about in general, not me, but that's just the rule. I guess after 15 minutes of podcasting, it's hard to get people to listen. So I started to do chapter inserts on them. So people just click to the parts that they think are cool. But after an hour, it's just a lot. So I've been cutting them down a little bit just because I think maybe it'll improve the people actually paying attention. So with that being said, I'm going to cut all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's spaced off. Could you just repeat that again?
Yeah, it was actually, so I did because I wrote a book called Memoir of a Roadie. And the book was the #1 new release on Amazon in the biography section. And it's going to hit 1 million pages read this month. So it was a total shock because I'm a fucking idiot. So we write the book. The book was very funny. And then my friend said, do the podcast and have your friends tell stories and you can keep the book going, the longevity of the success of it. So it's like, oh, okay. So I've been trying to figure it out as we go along, but it's been real fun. It's been going pretty good. I don't know. People seem to like the episodes. It's just random shit. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. So that's what's been going on.
Twist. You've never actually been a roadie.
That would be great. Actually, so I was going to do one for Guns N' Roses. That's all they talk about is Guns N' Roses. It's a guy named Brando, who's actually really good. And so I read in the Guns N' Roses forum, like I saw a link, somebody sent me a link, I can't remember. And it was like, this guy's full of shit. He never worked for Guns N' Roses. And I'm thinking,
that's amazing.
Who thinks that anybody could be that bright to write a 500-page book and it's all fake. They never ever went on tour. That'd be a monumental achievement, man.
Isn't the trick just to call it the unofficial autobiography?
Well, I guess you could, but you think you could write 500 pages of fake shit? I mean, that would be a big achievement. I can't. So interesting. I loved this dude. He was just such a great fucking storyteller. And he had worked with Twisted Sister. And he's like, Twisted Sister was fucking God. Well, I'm like, I still kind of like him. He goes, I fucking love him. I'm like, okay, just checking. And then, so he was really good at his story. And he was like, Hanoi Rock. So I went and listened to that day. I'm like, fuck yeah. And then he goes, so did you try it out? I'm like, fuck yeah. He goes, live album, bro. Live album. Seriously. Like, so he's telling me now, I'm like, oh, I'm in. So yeah, it's all the reason why we all got into music. You
keep on going with Michael Monroe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm actually one of those few people that thinks the Michael Monroe albums are even better.
Oh, I'll have to check it out. I haven't done it.
I mean, even like the latest albums, fucking brilliant albums, all of them. Like the past 20 years.
Neat.
You need to check that out, because if you like rocks, you're gonna really enjoy this. It's got the same, maybe even more so, of weird Stones and punky sort of vibe to it than Hanoi Rocks did, but that was mostly because of the era they were in.
Yeah,
but they still had it. But Michael Monroe, he's really, really fucking brilliant. Every album he's done is fantastic, especially like the last 3 or 4. So that's something you should pick up on.
That's one of the benefits of all this. I think we lost him. So
hey, you guys.
He's back. Or are we just starting? I don't know. Hey.
I don't know. I ran out of juice.
So,
yeah. Oh, okay.
Anyway,
no, we just talk shit about you for the last 10 minutes.
We talk a lot of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to watch what we talked about when you were in there talking to your neighbor about
my neighbor about the rat situation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she really is 100 years old. She looked great, man. She like walked.
You could pass for like 82.
She was like not a day over 89.
Is she single?
I don't know. She was like leaning up against the door, like, what the fuck, neighbor? You get that shitty English car in your garage that's loud as fuck. I hate you.
Yeah. Now you come to take my pet rat. I mean, what is this shit?
Pet rat. So you saw them running around? I'm like, there was a lot of them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, what would be a good one? A good short one to end off with. The first time I met Warrior, so when I got drafted to the band, my band was supporting Warrior Soul in Copenhagen. After the gig, they asked me, "Hey, you want to join the band?" And I said, "Yeah," because I was a teenage fan. I grew up with Warrior Soul. So and next thing I know is I get a set list of 28 songs by mail and a flight ticket to London a month later. And I was like, okay, so when are we rehearsing? Oh, we'll do that when you get here. And when I got there, the address I went to was a bar in, I think, Weetham or Tootingbeck Rec. And it was called the Manor Arms, and Corey Clark and Christian Kimmett from the band was already in there being pretty pissed. So I joined in. I had like a few hundred beers. The drummer joined in later on. He came all the way from Spain. And then we went to a Mexican restaurant. And the next thing I know, we wake up on the record exec's floor in his apartment. And somebody saying, shit, we got to get going. It's geek time. So that was the first Warrior Soul rehearsal we had.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we
on point.
We drank and we went to a Mexican restaurant. So that was pretty into the fire sort of stuff. Do you know the songs? I hope you do, because we got a lot of them, and we're on now.
That's awesome. And it went okay.
That's very Warrior Soul. That's how they roll. So
we'll hang out at some point in life, I have no doubt.
I think so.
I'll invite Frank.
Yeah, why not?
I can't talk too much sincerely because I haven't met him, so I don't want to be too much of an asshole. Like, that guy was talking shit. I've never even met the guy. I'll be like, maybe. All right, boys. Thanks for your time. I'll talk to you guys.
Thank you.
Soon. Thanks.
More than a pleasure.
Cheers.
Take care.
Hey, thanks for watching Party Like a Rockstar. If you're not already subscribed to the Facebook or YouTube channels, do it. We're also on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. The handle is Party of Stars. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.